Guardianship FAQs. What's the difference between a guardian and a parental designation? A parental designation is temporary and makes sure that your child is cared for immediately if you can't be there. But a guardianship is longer term and it has to be confirmed by a court. By naming both a parental designation and a guardian, you're covering your children both right away and for the future. Do guardians get custody of my children right away if something happens? No, not automatically. A court has to approve the guardianship. They have to examine and evaluate the person that you've nominated as a guardian. They have to know, do they have a criminal history? Do they have history of abuse of children? Do they have an appropriate home for you? Your nomination carries a lot of weight, and it'll guide the judge's decision, and it helps avoid confusion and disputes. But understand that these things take time. It doesn't happen in a vacuum. Can I choose different people for guardianship and for handling money? Absolutely. These are both roles. They can be filled by the same person or they can be filled by different people. It's entirely up to you. What if my first choice isn't available? That's why we want you to think of alternates. Now, your first choice may not be available for a variety of reasons, but as long as you have alternates, your children have choices and your children are always going to be protected, even if your first choice can't serve. Now, would my children go to foster care if I didn't do this? The answer, sadly, is yes, absolutely, possibly, even temporarily. Unless we have clear instructions from you, the state is going to place your children in foster care until the court can decide who can take custody. Naming a guardian avoids that uncertainty. Now, the important thing, too, is that the state cannot just place the children with people that just because it likes them. It still has to do the work. It has to research. It has to look up. It has to make sure these people aren't criminals. It has to make sure these people have appropriate homes. So when foster care takes over, a lot of it is because the guardian isn't actually approved yet through the court process. We have to go visit their place. So the parental designation is what takes that stress away. The parental designation doesn't require any of those. They can just simply take the child out of services, take them home with them, and have them there. Can I change my guardian later? Absolutely. Life changes, relationships change, people move, kids' needs evolve. You can absolutely update your documents at any time. Now, what happens if my spouse and I cannot agree on a guardian? Put who each of you want on your own paperwork. You're different people. The odds of you guys needing the guardianship if you're together is fairly minimal unless you both happen to pass at the same time. And if that happens, if you both pass together, then we want to make sure that you both have your families on each of your forms. The court isn't going to look at this in a vacuum. The court's going to give people equal weight. They're going to take a look at those nominations, and they're really going to look at what's in the best interest of your children. Is it going to be better for your kids to stay with the family that's on the other side of the country but has more money, or is it better for your kids to stay local where they've always grown up and maybe they have friends and relationships? The choices for that is different and it's individual for every family and every child. So try not to argue with your spouse. If you guys just disagree, just keep your paperwork separate and different. Just name two different people. When the time comes, we'll be able to iron it out between them. A lot of times these things are resolved with us having joint custody and joint paperwork and having effectively a split family custody schedule in that way. So don't let that delay you or defray you from moving forward and just finishing up the decision that you want to make.